In the windswept village of Duskwind Hollow, where the air carried the rustle of ancient oaks and the sky often swirled with grey clouds that seemed to mirror the soul's depths, lived Elara, a 32-year-old weaver whose fingers danced with threads to create tapestries of breathtaking beauty. Her home, Threadhaven Loom, was a haven of color and texture, its walls adorned with woven scenes of forests, rivers, and stars, each piece a fragment of her inner world. Elara's eyes held a quiet sorrow, her smile a fragile mask, for beneath her skill lay a heart starved of love, a longing she had carried since childhood, when her parents, a stern miller and a silent seamstress, offered duty over affection. She believed love from others was a prize to be earned, her shadow, a deep-seated self-doubt, convincing her she was unworthy until she proved otherwise. Her days were a tapestry of labor and isolation. Elara rose with the first light, her loom creaking as she wove patterns that villagers admired but rarely purchased, their praise a hollow echo. She spent hours blending wool and silk, her hands moving with precision, yet her spirit remained unmoored, seeking validation in every glance, every word. The village square, alive with laughter and chatter, was a place she skirted, her shadow whispering, "You're not enough for them." Elara dreamed of love, romantic, familial, communal, but felt it eluded her, a prize she couldn't claim, her inner light dimmed by the belief that no one would love her until she became someone else. One autumn evening, as leaves fell like golden tears, a cloaked traveler entered Threadhaven Loom, his staff carved with spiraling runes. He admired a tapestry of a lone tree, then left a tattered journal bound in faded leather, its cover etched with a heart split by a jagged line. Inside, a note read, "Love begins within, Jung." Elara, who had once stumbled upon Jung's writings in a peddler's cart, felt a stir of recognition. She opened the journal, its pages filled with Jung's teachings on individuation, the shadow, and the necessity of self-love as the foundation for receiving love from others. The journal became her guide. That night, Elara dreamed of a windswept plain, a fractured mirror reflecting a shadowy figure with her own face, holding a tangled thread. "You must weave me whole," it murmured, its voice a rustle of leaves. She woke, heart pounding, and read Jung's words, "The shadow contains what you deny, embrace it to find yourself." Her shadow, she realized, was her self-rejection, a barrier to love built from her parents' neglect. The journal suggested that no one would love her until she understood and loved her own fractured self, a journey of integration she now faced. Elara began with trepidation. First, she revisited her craft, weaving a tapestry of her childhood, her father's mill, her mother's silence, tears staining the wool, a raw honesty stirring a flicker of self-compassion. Jung's guidance on individuation urged her to accept all parts of herself. Villagers, sensing her vulnerability, began to linger, their interest a tentative bridge. Second, she meditated on her dream, seeing the figure offer a golden thread, saying, "Bind us." She woke, weaving a self-portrait, her flaws bared, her drive rekindling. Third, she confronted her shadow, writing letters to her younger self, forgiving her parents' distance, her heart easing as guilt lifted. Fourth, she shared her journey, hosting a weaving circle, her stories of self-love weaving trust with the village, their warmth a mirror of her growth. Her dreams evolved. In the plain, the mirror mended, the figure merging with her, holding a radiant loom. "You are enough," it said. Elara woke, embracing her anima, her inner feminine creativity, weaving with freer strokes, and her animus, her inner masculine resolve, facing her fears. She channeled the archetype of the weaver, crafting beauty from pain, and the sage, sharing wisdom. Threadhaven buzzed, tapestries sold, circles filled, meals shared with friends. A quiet potter, Idris, whose solitude mirrored hers, joined her circles, his gentle presence a balm, his admiration a sign of her emerging worth. Shadows lingered. One stormy night, Elara dreamed of the plain flooding, the figure drowning, a voice snarling, "You're still unlovable." She woke, doubting her progress, her hands clutching the journal. She sought Torin, a herbalist versed in Jungian thought, who said, "Integration spirals, face the fear again." In meditation, Elara asked, "What do you need?" "Acceptance," it replied, the plain clearing as she fully embraced her shadow. Her resolve grew, and she expanded her circles, teaching Duskwind Hollow to love themselves. Duskwind Hollow transformed. Elara adorned Threadhaven with heart-split tapestries and golden threads, symbols of her journey, her loom a hub of connection. Her movement grew, with Idris and others thriving by self-love, their presence shifting from isolation to community. One winter's eve, a young woman, Mara, entered, her eyes hollow from rejection. Elara welcomed her, saying, "Your love begins here," guiding her with the journal, feeling Jung's truth. "No one will love you until you understand this," a lesson to heal all hearts. The faded journal remained on her shelf, its pages worn but luminous, a beacon for those seeking self-love. As seasons turned, Elara and Idris's bond deepened, their shared evenings by the loom weaving a quiet love, his pottery complementing her tapestries. Idris confessed his own journey of self-doubt, drawn to Duskwind by a dream of a heart thread, synchronicity at play. Together, they transformed Threadhaven into a workshop, its walls a gallery of their integrated souls, attracting villagers who sought beauty and belonging. The community flourished. Mara, now a confident weaver, began a circle for the village youth, teaching them to mend their inner fractures, her laughter echoing through the hollow. Torin, the herbalist, crafted sachets infused with Elara's threads, their scents a symbol of healing, sold to fund community gatherings. Elara noticed a shift in Duskwind's rhythm. The grey clouds parted more often, the oaks standing taller, as if the village reflected her inner harmony. One spring, as blossoms drifted like promises, a troop of travelers arrived, led by a man named Kael, his face etched with the weariness of a heart unaccepted. He spoke of a vision, a fractured mirror like Elara's dream, leaving him loveless. Elara invited him into Threadhaven, sharing the journal's wisdom, guiding him through meditations that unraveled his self-loathing. Over months, Kael's hands, once idle, began weaving, his eyes brightening as he met a kind baker, Elara, whose warmth mirrored his newfound self-love, their bond a testament to his growth. The village celebrated with a festival of threads and hearts, tapestries hung alongside pottery, a celebration of integrated lives. Children danced, their joy weaving through the air, while elders shared tales of their own self-discovery, each story a thread in Duskwind's renewal. Elara and Idris led a ceremony, lighting a central loom fire that symbolized the union of self and love, its flames casting shadows that danced in harmony. Years passed, and Threadhaven evolved into a sanctuary of self-love, its walls adorned with heart-split designs, pottery, and tapestries, a living testament to Elara's journey. She and Idris, now partners, trained a council of weavers, each tasked with spreading the lesson of self-acceptance. Kael and Elara, now community leaders, opened a bakery weaving hybrid, their creations, bread wrapped in woven mats, sustaining Duskwind's growth. One autumn night, as leaves fell like golden threads, a young woman stumbled in, her cloak heavy with rain, her voice silent from shame. She carried a journal, its cover faded, seeking Elara's wisdom. The woman, named Selene, spoke of a recent awakening that left her believing she was unlovable, her hands unused to creation. Elara recognized the echo of her past, guiding Selene through the faded journal's lessons, watching as her eyes brightened with each step, dreams of a mended mirror, threads of acceptance, restlessness turning to action, and an encounter with a gentle shepherd who became her companion. Selene's revival sparked another cycle, her energy reinvigorating the youth circles Mara had started. Decades later, as Elara's hair silvered and her hands trembled with age, she sat by the loom, Idris beside her, the fire's glow reflecting their shared legacy. Threadhaven, now a sprawling haven, hummed with life, weavers, potters, bakers. All united by the self-love Elara had championed. The faded journal, passed to Selene, remained a sacred relic, its pages worn but luminous, a beacon for those navigating the void of unworthiness. Elara gazed at the oaks, their rustling a symphony of acceptance, feeling Jung's truth resonate. No one will love you until you understand this, a journey that transforms not just one soul, but an entire world, a tale to awaken love in all who hear it. The end.